Well, hello from Adelaide. I'm at the St. Peter's School where Andy Farrell has just been doing media, having named his team for the final tour game before the Test series, where the Lions will come up against an AUNZ selection, the best players that are available from Australia and New Zealand. And it's a pretty formidable side that they're going up against, probably the most dynamic, powerful, athletic side they'll have come up against before they face the Wallabies in Brisbane on Saturday week at the Adelaide Oval, a historic cricket ground which hosted Ireland's World Cup win over Argentina. One of my colleagues here described it as the tensest game he's ever covered. The stakes may not be that high for the Lions when they go up against this kind of barbarian-style invitational team coached by Les Kiss and Ian Foster, the former All Blacks coach. So they'll have lots of good information. They've had a full week together. They've got an All Black centre pairing of Laumape and David Avili. They've a back row that contains some really great players like Hodgkins Sututu, the English qualified All Black, Pete Samu, the Wallaby, who's back in Australia, having been brilliant for Bordeaux all season, could still feature in the Test series, and Shannon Frizzell, the powerful All Black forward who played in that World Cup final against South Africa. So lots of good players come up against the Lions. That are Reds tight five, so they'll have some cohesion there. So a big challenge, and it's not the Lions Test team or the team that we expect to be the Test team that we saw on Wednesday night. It's much changed, more like the team that struggled against the Waratahs last Saturday, and I guess that will bring out something of a response from those players, because they'll be gunning for a chance to give a better performance. Players like Hugo Keenan, who has a huge opportunity now that Blair Kinghorn has suffered a knee injury. No news on that yet. He's gone for scans, the Scotland fullback. They don't seem to think it's as serious as first feared. He punched the ground once he suffered the injury, but still there's a doubt there. We're very close to the Test now, and Hugo Keenan, who's been so good for Ireland for the last 2 or 3 years, Leinster as well, struggled against the Waratahs after overcoming an injury and illness to play, having pulled out of the Reds game. A real big opportunity for him to rule the skies, to play well, to be commanding, the player that we all know he can be, and really put himself in the frame for a Test team that still looks quite open. Others, Tadhg Beirne, well, if he plays well in the second row, he captains the team for the second time on tour. A huge honour for him, playing alongside James Ryan in the second row. He's been moved around. There's an all-Irish front row on the bench, with Andrew Porter on the bench for the second consecutive game, Ronan Kelleher the same, and Finlay Bealham, a nice combination there that they'll bring on in the second half of the game. The wingers, Mack Hansen, having played in his hometown on Wednesday against the Brumbies, he gets a chance to start, and Tommy Freeman was shaky enough on Wednesday, so a chance for Mack Hansen to put himself right in the frame. The Scottish centres, well, how will they respond? Hugh Jones and Sione Tuipulotu to the way Gary Ringrose and Bundee Aki played against the Brumbies. Finn Smith, how is Owen Farrell's presence in the squad? Owen Farrell on the bench tonight, but it's Finn Smith who gets the chance today to go out and kind of make a better statement for his credentials, because really Finn Russell is kind of tearing away with that number 10 jersey. He's the man who's in possession, but Finn Smith will desperately want to play in the Tests and won't feel like he's given a good account of himself so far. Henry Pollock at 6, he looked really dynamic off the bench up in Canberra the other day. Josh van der Fleer again on the bench. Maybe we'll see him play that role in the Test series. We'll see. Ben Earl, another player who, with a big game, can put himself in Test contention. So it's a lot to play for. Ben White, the scrum half, it's his first start on tour. Owen Farrell hasn't started a game, but he is on the bench. We expect to see him at 12 if things are going to plan. But as Andy Farrell has said in the press conference, things never go to plan. There's always an injury, always a disruption. It's been a crazy 2 weeks here for the Lions. They've been travelling. They've travelled. It's a 2-hour flight here to Adelaide, where we're on a half-hour time zone difference from Brisbane. So that complicates matters even further. They got here. They trained here today. They've had lots of meetings. They've picked a team. They're waiting news on Kinghorn. But they've got probably their toughest game so far here in Adelaide on Saturday. We've got the team, and it's an interesting one, but it's going to be a big challenge for them.